Our first speaker is Robyn Mancell, and she is the info broker. She is a dynamic, powerful speaker. She is also a businesswoman. Does She's a solopreneur, been in business a long, long, long time. She's going to educate and empower you to greatness, and we are so glad that she's here to give us some words of encouragement and to have us empowered for greatness. And let's get busy with our first speaker for the night, Robyn Mancell. Uh-oh. Wait.
Hello, hello. All right. Well, it looks like I am on and I am up, and I want to thank Brian for putting together this virtual summit. And I am going to be talking to you about what we can do in times like this when we find ourselves completely out of our element. Everybody knows exactly what's going on with the whole pandemic. And what I want to do is I want to encourage you to take this time and to use it to add some value to your life, to use it to add some things that maybe you didn't really have the time to do before. So, what I want to do is to encourage you to use that time not in chaos like it feels like for many of us, but also to give yourself, to arm yourself with something and look at the benefits that you can find from this time that we have with us and with this particular situation. So I am, as Brian's told you, the info broker is kind of a title that I have for myself because I'm big on sharing information and making sure that people know what they have access to. And so there are lots of resources out there to be able to help you during these times. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of those resources that you can take advantage of during this time. Yourself, your family. This is information that you can pass on to people who are looking for something that they can do to add value to their time right now. You either find yourself in a situation where you have more time than you thought, and sometimes being idle causes us to have a lot of thoughts that will get us off track. So I'm going to talk to you about some things that you can do that can actually help you and probably assist you as we move forward. So there is a group that I am the founder of called Trade All Markets. And in Trade All Markets, what we have done there is we have put together a financial resource website and a group also on Facebook. And what that group is designed to do is to help you get information that you may not have had access to before. Trade All Markets is a group, a community, we like to call it a community, where we have experts who teach you how to trade in the financial markets. Now, those financial markets could be in the foreign exchange market, which is the currency market. It could be in the futures market. It could also be in the stock market. And whereas a lot of people are looking at it and feeling like, well, gosh, this is maybe a time where I don't want to do anything. This is a perfect time to prepare yourself so that you can take advantage of the market and what is going on in the market at this time. So in Trade All Markets, you come in and we have a number of free resources to help you put together a complete portfolio for yourself, for your family. We have where you can come in and take what we call the Live Richer Challenge, which is brought to you by Tiffany the Budgetnista. You come in, and the Live Richer Challenge is a way to help you get out of debt and find resources that can help you lower some of the cost items that you are paying for right now. We also have an assessment. When you go into the group, there is a recording, there's an assessment, and that assessment is designed to find out what you want in your life. It's really designed to find out where you are right now and to help you get to where you need to be. So it is, we like to call it a roadmap. So when you come into tradeallmarkets.com, you'll be able to get all of this information in one place. And we also have our instructors listed for you. So in addition to the Live Richer Challenge, we also have a woman by the name of Nativa that can help get your credit back on track. And then we move into the space of you learning how to create an additional income. And this is something that you can do on your own time. And we have 6 instructors in the group. Some of the instructors have free courses that will help you see perhaps where you want to be in the market. So with those free classes, you are able to see, kind of get your feet wet a little bit and see what you feel more comfortable with. So that's the reason that they put those free classes inside of the group, so that you can kind of test the market out a little bit. We find that a lot of people have heard about making money in the markets, whether that be in trading or just in investing into different markets, but they really don't understand it completely. So we are a full service educational platform that helps you get all of the information that you need, because with that information, knowledge is power, but not just the knowledge, but the implementation of that knowledge is what makes things so powerful. And so we have some of the best and the brightest who are there actually inside the group, and they are there to answer your questions, to guide you, to make sure that you are getting the best support that you need. And that's the reason that we put the assessment there, because we're not really there to tell you what you need. We're there to assist you with what it is that you need. And so we start there. We start there on the education part of this. We find out where you are right now. Where are you? What direction are you looking at going in? And then we like to guide you through that process. So that is exactly what goes in. You are under no obligation once you come into Trade All Markets. You can just kind of window shop, see what it is that we're doing there, see what is important to you. You can be in the group, and there's always some information that is being given out to help you become more comfortable before you make any decision about what it is that you want to do. We also have a software platform that once you get an understanding of the market, that software platform can help you in the market, can help you so that you can have some assistance in making some of your decisions once you decide what market that you want to go in. We are also adding, what we're going to be adding next week is we have a couple of people who will be giving you quotes in insurance, your 401k, your IRA. What they're going to do is give you a free quote, a free analysis, so that you can make sure that you are in the right platform for yourself and for your family. Because a lot of times people really don't know. They made decisions, and at the time, maybe that decision was made 5 or 10 years ago, and perhaps your circumstances have changed, especially with what's going on today. There's been a lot of changes that people are really looking at and trying to figure out, am I on the right track to get where I need to be later in life? We also have a podcast. So in addition to what you're learning in the group, we have a podcast where we interview each of the experts, and that way you can learn a little bit more about them. You can learn about their style and what it is that they do. And again, this is just giving you access to information that can be helpful to you, so that you are never caught off guard again. You will have the knowledge and the information and the access and the ability to earn and never be at the mercy of your job or economics or anything that happens to go on in the world, and in anything out of the clear blue that could happen. So that is empowering to you to be able to do that. When you join any of our classes, we also give you our mindset. We have a mindset group, and we make sure that you get information there that can be helpful to you. We all know that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So we make sure that you have access to the most positive so that you can actually think about the decisions that you are making and all those decisions the best for yourself and for your family. So we really are a community, and we're a community that gives a lot of information. That's typically why I like to call myself the info broker, because I like to bring information and make sure that people have access to it. We just recently we made everyone aware of a financial workshop that was for kids. This one was for kids 12 to 19, and it was to help them understand and start with the basics so that they are armed as they get older to understand what's going on in their own finances. And that was a free class that we had in the group. So there's a lot of information. We also put in the group, a lot of people are interested, particularly young people, are interested in learning how to code. We have a young man who has a company that has free coding classes. So that is information is also inside the group. Also, some of you have children or teens, or maybe even yourself, who are interested in learning how to code. And the great thing about this is that we like to bring you information. A lot of the information that we'll bring inside the group does not even have a cost. We had a course from Yale, a class on the science of well-being. That was a free course, and we offered that course inside of the group also. So we want to be your resource for knowledge and information and whatever it is that you need in order to help you and your family. A couple of other things that I make sure that people have access to is that anytime I'm out and I'm on the internet and I see information, and even if it's not information that's sponsored by us with Trade Off Markets, I will bring that information into the group in hopes that somebody there, it might be important or a resource that other people may need. And so we make sure that you are getting the resources that you need so that you don't feel like, a lot of times we can feel really helpless about things like, where do we go? Who do we turn to? What information is available to us? So that's one of the things that we pride ourselves on, is being able to show you that there are other opportunities out there. We have right now, at last count, I believe, my numbers may be off a little, but we have about 20 million people who have filed claims for unemployment. And we like to bring you opportunities so that, again, even if hopefully you're all going to have jobs to go back to, but in case there are not, all you want to know about is the opportunities that are there. We have partnered with a company that does solar. Believe it or not, solar is pretty big right now, and it is considered an essential service. So we have opportunities for people to get into the solar, either in sales, get into the area of installation, whatever it is that you are looking for in a career. And that might be something to think about. I think this pandemic has people thinking a lot about our health, our environment, saving money, of course. And we have a great program with Zero Down for people who are thinking about reducing their energy costs. And I think most people are thinking about how to reduce all areas of costs, because we don't want to get taken, we don't want to have a situation happen like this again and be caught off guard. And so these are some things that we can do. Preparation is huge. Being prepared for situations. I don't know how any of us could have been prepared for this, to be quite honest, other than the basic things of, cleanliness and hygiene, and of course our nutrition and things like that. But I think this kind of caught us off guard. So what we're going to learn from this is that there are things that we can do and we can put in place so that we can be better prepared, because sometimes it's hard to be 100% completely prepared for certain things that come out of, out of nowhere. So this is an opportunity for you to know what your options are, what is available to you, and what you can add currently to your plate. And so something that I'm going to give everybody an exercise to do. And this is really good because it's going to give you something to think about. And that's what this time is doing for a lot of us. We are thinking about the next 5 years, the next 10 years. We're thinking about, okay, now this is kind of a wake up call. What do we do from here? And the number one thing is figure out how to manage our stress level, because I know that a lot of us are dealing with a lot of stress. So the number one thing we have to do is think about how to maintain our mental health. The most important thing is what is going on with you and how you're feeling. In particular, if you have children, it's really important that your children see you from a level of strength. Not to say that we can't feel things and things don't happen, but it's very important that we keep a very level head so that our children are not, we don't want our children feeling fear with the unknown and what is going on. And hopefully, very soon things will get back to normal, if normal even exists anymore. So the number one thing that you want to do is you want to find a ritual. You want to find a ritual. What is that thing that you do every day that you start your day with, that gives you, that centers you, that gives you some calmness? For me, mine is the number one thing in the morning is my vitamins. It is drinking water with lemon. It's having a cup of coffee, quiet, could be coffee, tea, water, whatever that is for you. Mine is also taking a walk. And here now, we have to have our masks when we go out, but I still want to get out and I still want to continue to move around and get some fresh air and get out. So you have to figure out what that routine is for you, and kind of make it something that's for you. And if you have a family, and kind of include everybody in that. I also have a diffuser, I have essential oils. So that is a part of my daily routine. Before I get into the area of work and seeing what's going on, I take care of me first. So I want to impress upon you how important that is to do that. And for also, if you have children, for them to see that you have some sort of a routine and you want to take care and do that first. The other thing that I want you to do is to start journaling. Start journaling about how you're feeling about each day that goes through. Start doing perhaps like a things to do list. And this is going to help you so that you don't lose track of time. Believe it or not, it's very, very easy to lose track of time when you don't have anything that's structured. Some people are working from home right now. Some people are still going to work. And so a lot of the kids are at home now and being homeschooled. So we have to kind of fit that into our life to see how that works. So what I want you to do is I want you to journal. And I want you to start looking at your life in hour increments. How is that time being spent and what is being done? And then that way you can start taking inventory of perhaps how was it before? What is it looking like today? And what do you want to see the future looking like? And that's how the information that I'm giving you, you'll be able to know what and where it can fit into your life. Do you have time to add anything else to your life? Or is it so tight? Is your schedule so filled that you really don't have the time to add anything to that? So it's really, really important. I want people to really think about right now taking inventory. Take inventory of what is going on. And then if you can find an extra hour or two a day, then I want you to look at how you can add something to your life that gives you value, gives you some value. And it doesn't necessarily have to be anything monetarily. It doesn't have to be anything that, it could just be something that you want to take in and you want to have that knowledge for a later time down the road. It doesn't always have to be something that is going to mean money today, but it's a good idea for you to see where you are and to figure out what direction you want to go in. Because just like when we get in our cars normally, if you are going somewhere, it's always better if you set your GPS, because then that way you get there without taking a wrong, going in the wrong direction. It's always good to start where you are and then to figure out where it is that you're wanting to go. You don't want to guess. You definitely want to guess. It's so much better when you have a plan. Again, even in times like this where it just kind of, things kind of came at us from one way or the other, but now it's a perfect opportunity for us to get centered and to figure out, okay, so now that we know where we are right now, where do we go from here? And what options do I have? What opportunity is available to me and my family? And how will it fit into my life? Now, will it fit into my life just for the time being? Or is it something that can fit into my life for long term? So you really want to take that time and do that. And I cannot stress to you enough how important it is to you to just try to figure out where you are going. Take inventory now and then figure out where you're going on. I think our families will appreciate that, because it will, especially if you have kids, it will show them that in chaotic times, this is how you handle situations like this. You stop, you evaluate, you sit down and come up with a plan, and you move forward. Because one of the things we have to learn how to do a lot of times is to be adaptable. We have to learn, some of the most successful people are people who can adapt to a change. Sometimes change is not easy. We don't always like change, but it is something to be said for people who can adapt to what is going on and who can adapt to change. And so these are just some of the important things that I like to talk about in our group, that we like to share that information with people. It is to be supportive and to make sure that people know that there's a lot of opportunity out there, even when times where it feels like there are not. There's a lot out there. So again, let me just go back over some of those steps that we want you to do. Our group, Trade All Markets, is a community, and inside of that community, we are going to assist you with information, tools, resources that can help you in a number of ways. We have an assessment inside of the group, and that assessment is for you. It's for your eyes only. It's for you to see where you are and for you to know what direction you need to go moving forward in. We are there inside of the group to support and to help you and to point you in the direction of success. And that is by resources, that's by opportunity, and that is for letting you know there is a lot of support out there, but sometimes we don't have the time to find it. We understand people are busy. So what we do is we cut that learning curve. So you don't have to go looking anywhere else. You can really just look inside of the group, and we are there to help and support and assist you and to give you some opportunities that you may not have even known that you have. The next thing you're going to do is you are going to start taking inventory. I have so many of these journals. I use my journal every single day. And the reason I use my journal is so that I can actually see where I'm at, where I've been, where I'm going. It's like taking little notes to yourself. I also write out my things to do. It is so nice. It's like having a map. When you write out your things to do list and you know where you need to be, you know what you need to do. You don't miss anything. It's not like at the end of the day going, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that I needed to do this. When you do that, this is a resource I keep with me all the time. I'm telling you, I think I have about 5 or 6 of them around the house. I use them all the time so that I can stay on track. Very important that we know exactly what it is. And then another tip is take out those crock pots. Take out those crock pots, start meal prepping, do a menu. That way it's so important that we know where our time and our resources are going right now. So I am so excited to get to meet some of you. Come over into the group Trade All Markets. We are on Facebook. Instagram, Twitter. We're on all social media, LinkedIn, the website. You can go in there and we'll make sure to get more information, and we'll bring you into our community. Community is super important right now. More than ever, community is what we need to help us during these sometimes very trying times. So go ahead and look for us at Trade All Markets, and we are happy, most happy to be of service. And so I want to thank Brian again for having me on the show. I'm so excited to hopefully get to meet some of you in the next coming months ahead.